Hey, Mark here. Thanks so much for clicking on the video. Stick around to the end. I'm going to recommend to you some other kitchen design creators in the space that I really don't want you to miss. The first thing you need to do when planning a kitchen renovation is to connect the budget to the expectation. If you can do this, the rest of the process becomes a whole lot easier and you're able to finalize your decisions with confidence. Let me explain what I mean. You have money, and you have an idea of what you want your kitchen to look like and be like. The goal is to bring these two things as close together as possible, as early on as possible. Let me tell you about two scenarios that used to happen to me all the time until I learned how to walk my clients through this process. Scenario number one is a client would come in and we'd begin the process of designing their kitchen. And they'd say, I want this and that, and I like these, and I want those, and ooh, those are shiny, I definitely want that. And we designed this beautiful, functional, amazing looking kitchen. They'd be absolutely wowed by the design and they were just awestruck. And then I'd show them the total and they'd basically have a conniption fit. Now they're a little bit sour at me and a little bit heartbroken because they can't afford the kitchen of their dreams that I just showed them, that I just walked through the process of designing with them and showed them everything that they could have and everything they asked for. And yeah, they're a little bit ticked off. And aside from taking out a second mortgage on their home, which many people actually do, there's no way they could afford this. The second scenario is the client would come in and say, I have $10,000 for my kitchen budget. We'd say, perfect. I would start designing that kitchen and I wouldn't go a penny over that $10,000 budget. Then we'd sit down to review the design and they'd have a conniption fit because it is not at all what they expected or wanted. And now they're a little sour and heartbroken that their $10,000 won't go as far as they thought it would. In both scenarios, I'm kind of the bad guy here because I'm the one that's breaking their heart and making them sour at the fact that they're not getting the desired outcome that they want with the money that they have. And so at some point I made the connection. If I can create an environment where we can talk about money as a means of finding out the best product to suit your budget, and you use that information to create a kitchen that is both functional and beautiful, meets your needs, we have a win-win. And what you want is a beautiful, functional kitchen. Rarely have I ever had anyone come in or email me and say, listen, I don't care what it looks like. I don't care about anything, just design me a kitchen. Normally you have something in mind, you have looked at pictures, you have an idea of the product and the types of materials you want in your kitchen, you have an idea of function and accessories and storage and countertops and all this stuff. But the problem is many people don't understand how far their dollar will go in a kitchen renovation. And you find out quickly that your dollar doesn't go that far. It can get soaked up really, really easily. But if we can navigate through that early on in the process, many of the surprises are taken away. There are a lot of variables when designing a kitchen. You can have anything from assemble yourself type cabinets to just a highly customizable, superior quality, custom-made job. I mean, there's everything in between and a mixture of all of that. There's so many variables, it's hard to know how much this or that costs. And sometimes we get on the internet or wherever and we're looking at pictures and we like something, but we have no frame of reference for what that costs. So it's really important to get this information early. Say, hey, I like this idea, I like this type of style, I want this, this, and this, but I have this much money. What can we do to make those things come together? And oftentimes clients don't want to talk about budget because they think that if I know the budget, I have this secret inside information that I can now manipulate. But really, that's not true. If I have that information, I'm more informed to be able to help you to get the kitchen that you really want. Business is not about just getting the most amount of money. It's really about getting the most amount of margin. I don't need to spend all your $10,000 on you. I just want to get the most margin out of you. I mean, that's really what the game's all about. Don't worry so much when they're asking you what your budget is. They're going to get their margin regardless. And that's no secret or inside information either. If you know anything about business or in the business world, that's the name of the game. So just know that your kitchen designer and your supplier and your cabinet maker, they're also after the margin. It's all out in the open. We know we're after margin, so we're not just about your budget. We used to advertise a 10 by 10 L-shaped kitchen for $10,000. That used to be an advertisement that we'd have. Get this kitchen for $10,000, 10 by 10 L-shape. But really the truth is I could do that kitchen for $5,000 or I could do it for $50,000. Same 10 by 10 L shape, same basic kitchen. But there are a lot of variables that determine the cost. So by sharing that information, you'll do yourself a favor and the designer a favor, because that is powerful information to have in getting you the kitchen that you really, really want. That's the key to having the most successful design experience and the best outcome in the end for your project. You know those memes and videos of expectation versus reality? I'm pretty sure they originated in a kitchen design renovation somewhere. In any renovation project, there's always this buffer and an amount that you would be okay to go over. And that's with anything. You need to be aware of that in a kitchen renovation. Allow yourself 10, 15, 20%, just so that you can cover the anomalies that come up with any kind of project. I'll tell you one more scenario that happened, and it's because I didn't do these things with this client. It was a builder project with a builder grade kitchen and a builder grade budget. Fine, no problem at all. We can design that and do that. The client comes in, wants to add in this, and this, and we really added to the price of that kitchen. Like, we doubled it easily. No problem, it's their kitchen if that's what they want to do. My problem was, I didn't even tell them how much this was gonna cost. What, you're a dummy, why didn't you do that? You're not a very good kitchen designer or a professional. The issue was, I assumed they knew what they were asking me for. I assumed that because they're asking me for all these additions, they obviously know that they cost money, but in the end, it turned out that they didn't. They were completely shocked, and I was in a lot of trouble. That was on me. I learned from that mistake to never leave it to chance that, oh, they just probably know what they're asking for. No, I need to tell them and inform them that here's what it is. So what I want you to be aware of as a client when you're coming into this situation is really be aware of everything that you're asking for and how much money it's adding. Because sometimes we just don't know. So we end up with budget, the expectation, and then we get the reality. That's what we're going for. And the reality is you can get the kitchen that you've always wanted, very functional, very beautiful, full of storage, great countertops, if you can answer those questions early on, and I hope and pray that you do. For more great kitchen design content, check out these creators in the kitchen design space. This is Jeff from Homestead Studios, and this is Michael from Kitchen Insider. Really great content. I highly recommend that you go check those guys out, subscribe to their channel, and watch their videos. Thank you so much for watching this video. Of course, you can subscribe and like mine too.